So I just watched Weapons. Here's my initial thoughts on it. There's going to be tons of spoilers in this. So if you have any intention of watching this movie, uh, don't watch this video. So just, if you want to know a spoiler free take that I think gives insight to kind of what the movie is, it's not really a horror movie. It's a socio-economic fairy tale. If that sounds interesting to you, go watch it. Spoilers. My first reaction after watching that movie is, holy crap, people hate baby boomers. It was essentially a public humiliation ritual where everybody in the audience was literally watching a baby boomer get ripped apart in this sort of alleviation ritual for all of the problems that they're causing. Each person's story represents some sort of general woes, right? It's about disappearance of children in schools. And it could be read as the failure to reproduce, the fact that there just are no more kids, where are they going? It could be reflective of school shootings that are happening, and everyone's looking for who to blame. So one character is an extremely neurotic woman who was very annoying, very hard to watch, who was a school teacher, who is prototypical of kind of the woke teacher. She means well, but parents don't want or need her intervention in raising their children. And she doesn't know what she's doing. She's a mess. She's part of an adulterous relationship, and the guy that she is on and off again with is unable to reproduce as well. It's like struggling to even have a kid. There is a dad who is, I mean, they even filmed the guy the same way that they would film those propaganda commercials where conservative men were trying to like hit people with their truck, and he was shot the same way. There's a lot of like gun and military imagery with this guy. He has like a dream with a vision of an assault rifle over, the dark cloud over his house, right? We should have banned the guns. And there is a breakdown in the relationship between drug abuse and the police. The police are violent and they're unreliable and they're covering up for each other. They are not people you can go to for help, and the drug addict is pitiable but also despicable. And the reason they're called weapons is because they're being weaponized. The theme is literally, think of the children. Think of the children. We're going to use the children as weapons to beat each other up. And we're going to have our problems as we're raising our kids and bringing in the next generation. And everybody's generally a mess, right? But there's like redeeming characteristics for each of these people. It seems like they could probably work it out, right? And then there's a little boy who is stuck in all of this. And he comes from actually like a very good, normal home. So what goes wrong? It's Gladys, this old baby boomer woman who refuses to die, shows up, and throughout the whole movie, there is imagery of parasitism. It's very direct. And there's a lot of lampooning of how ridiculous baby boomer culture is. They show people on Shark Tank investing millions in a goofy ass toy. This woman shows up looking pitiful, but as soon as she gains any kind of vitality, she has this baby boomer bohemian chic look. And then when she is presenting to the public, she has this like hardcore kitsch, like 1960s maximalist look, right? And she has no kids of her own. She's like the weird aunt. And all she's doing is destroying everybody's life because she refuses to die. She refuses to make way, and she will parasitically destroy everybody's life, have everybody destroy each other for the stupidest reasons, for the most maleficent reasons. And you can tell she is herself very sick. There's something wrong with her. So she is, in a very unpitiable way, the first victim here, which is true of all maleficence and black magic. So she is looking for some way to keep living in her selfishness. And there's like overt, black magic, but if it represents anything, it represents, well, what black magic is, which is selfishness. She's very, very selfish. And that power is what she's using. She's any kind of tool or manipulation she can use to turn people on each other for her own selfish ends. And towards the very final act, you start to wonder, what's this little boy gonna do? He's very heroic. He's quiet. He has kind of nothing to lose. And in a way, she can't really she has no leverage over this little boy. She never hypnotizes him because he sort of fell through the cracks of this whole thing. And so he's caring for everybody. He's like, he grew up too fast. I mean, I'm telling you, I have not related to a protagonist in a story in quite a long time as much as that little boy. And I'm thinking, what's he gonna do? What's the hero boy gonna do? There's no hero in this story. It's not that kind of story. It's a fairy tale. What happens is she suffers consequences. What she used came back to get her. He never grew up. He's still just a boy. And he's struggling, and he's dealing with his circumstances. And he uses the magic against her. Think of the children. He implements his own kind of selfishness and says, I am not going to let you live in my house. I'm not going to keep taking care of you. He says to this old boomer woman, fuck you. That's what he's saying. And he doesn't care. And in doing so, he saves the remnants of what's left, because she needs to die to make room for the rest of life in the story. So she ends up meeting her end, and it's played off for comedy. It's like funny, and it's not just like to relieve tension. It's like a gladiatorial arena where everybody just wants to watch a baby boomer get ripped to pieces, and we're all gonna laugh about it and feel good that it happened. And it doesn't break the spell when he does the magic. It doesn't break the spell when they do something with the warding circles. It doesn't break the spell when anybody's relationship is fixed. It breaks the spell when she's dead. When she's dead and gone. This movie represents a potential shift, if there are more movies like this, that people have real rage towards baby boomers. And the general theme of horror movies from 2010 to about 2020 was that of paralysis. We can't move, we can't do anything, we can't speak. We're stuck on top of a tower of some sort. We're jammed in between rocks. I literally can't make a sound, right? And it's the censorship state. It's the nobody can move. Everybody's going to fight about everybody. And this movie is like, do you know who's causing that? That's who's behind all this, actually. It's just the parasitic selfishness of a generation that refuses to make way for the subsequent generations. And the most efficacious weapons of all is the children. And her favorite people in the whole story were the Disney gays. That could have been a Tim Dillon sketch with her wandering through their house, just admiring the house and all their crap that's in it, and their child-free consumerist lifestyle. And then she turns on them first and foremost, because she was never their ally. She's only and always her own ally.